So, hi OCCers, thank you so much for joining me again on the Katrina Talks With series. I'm really pleased to be here today with Jim Fletcher, and he is my new SEO guru or expert. He was founded by the lovely James Brodie, who finds all these brilliant gems, and he's going to share some insights on SEO and hopefully sort of help us to navigate our way through the virtual internet world or whatever it is. I mean, as obviously the OCC members know, I know nothing about tech. So this is going to be an enlightening experience for me, if not for everybody else. And yeah, I don't really know much about SEO, but I do know what it stands for. So it does stand for search engine optimization. I know it's something to do with websites, and I know it's got something to do with Google, but that's pretty much it. So Jim, thank you for joining me today.
No problem, Katrina.
So do you just want to give me a bit of an overview of your company, what you're doing and how you sort of got there?
Yeah, my background is from BT. I worked for BT for 14 years, and part of that was actually doing copywriting, online copywriting, and actually looking after search engine optimization for 20,000 odd websites that they got. Not just me on my own, there's a whole team there. It wasn't just me on my own. Crikey, I did get to go home at times. And then, yeah, I was made redundant from there and decided to go out on my own. And instead of it being like a production line, like a factory production line of just get the money, get the website out, I hated that part of it. I wanted to help smaller companies because I knew with search engine optimization, smaller companies can rank with bigger companies, which is what I love. It's a real passion of mine to see.
Yeah, that is amazing.
The little boys beat the big boys in the playground. It's really great. So I've been doing that for since about September. I've been doing it, and just starting out, and it's going really well. Love looking after smaller companies instead of, as I say, just churning SEO out. Which it's going well.
So it's all about relationships, which obviously OCC is all about too. So that's really nice to hear. Whereabouts are you based, Jim?
I'm in Birmingham. My office is in Birmingham. I'm actually living in Walsall. So
But obviously, us in the virtual world, it doesn't matter wherever you're located. No. You're not restricted in terms of people that you can do business with.
Absolutely. It can all be done remotely. Any reporting can be done remotely. The whole lot can be done remotely. So no problem with that at all.
Okay, right. So I'm going to ask you a question, and hopefully you're going to be able to give me the answer. So as an SEO expert, can you get me onto page 1 of Google?
I probably could, but I can't promise it. I know a lot of people, probably people watching as well, absolutely sick of emails coming through every day saying, I can get you onto page 1, I can get you onto number 1 of Google. That can't be promised at all. There's no SEO experts out there. The only SEO expert is Mr. Google, Mr. Bing, and Mr. Yahoo. They know what's going on. They know what algorithms they're bringing in to decide how things should be ranked. So yes, I could get you on there, but I never promise that to a customer because there's other things coming in as well, factors coming in where you could be competition. Thing is with competition online, you can't see where it's coming from. If you've got a barber's or a sweet shop, oh yeah, there's a sweet shop being built next door, I've got competition, or there's one down the street. Whereas with online, it can come from any direction at all. So there's also that, there's competition. And also, whether people are actually going to be looking for what you're looking for. Is there an audience there for what you actually sell?
Yeah.
That can come into it as well. So I never ever promise page 1, but I'll do my darnest to get you there. Absolutely. And there's always ways of getting, if you're hitting a brick wall because of the competition, there's always niches that you can go towards to help you get there. I'm helping a charity at the moment that's to do with epilepsy. And straight away, he's up against these huge charities. 2 of the charities are actually helping each other out at the same time with links and stuff to their websites. So he's hit a brick wall, but I'm managing to find niches for him now to do with focal seizures, etc. And we're starting to gain traffic through that. So now. And he's getting
is that all relevant to the keywords then? Is that what you're alluding
to? Absolutely. So that's all to do with keywords. That's all to do with telling Google that yes, we're about this, and yes, we can answer that question for these people that are searching for it, and then bring them through, and then hopefully turning that traffic that comes through that wants to know the answers or wants to buy your product or wants your services, getting them to become customers for you. Of course, it does help us that you've got a good website as well. There's nothing worse than bringing a load of traffic to yourself and your website's falling on its backside, shall we say. So I can also help with that. I also do user experience, which is all about looking at the customer journey through the website. Once you start to get that traffic coming through the keywords, as you say, that are actually answering the questions that the people are asking within the search.
So it's a whole kind of like ecosystem, isn't it then? So you've obviously got your virtual shop window, which is your website, but then you need to attract the people to look in the window. And you kind of take them on that whole customer journey, and any good SEO expert should be able to do that. And do you work collaboratively? I mean, collaboration is one of the big things that we do at the OCC. You know, do you have sort of experts that if, you know, my website isn't as good as what you would like it to be, to help with the SEO? Do you work with collaborations with other businesses?
Absolutely, yeah. There's one that I've just started working with, Zekro Web Design, and the chap that runs that, Paul, absolutely brilliant web developer and a web designer. So if there's things I can see are going wrong, he's able to put them right that are stopping people from buying from a website, or if the website is just terribly made, he can restart looking into that for people and fixing it, and not at a stupid price where, you know, someone's just going to walk away and think, well, I'll put up with my rubbish website, I haven't got that sort of money. So yeah, and then we collaborate with that. Yeah, absolutely. That really, what I do try and do as well, if he starts to build a website, or if other web designers I work with start to build a website, or I do ask that the SEO starts to be implemented straight away, because that can give the website a kickstart straight away. It can get, it can hit the ground running, because straight away Google can see what it's all about. It's not guessing what the hell's this lump of web design that's been thrown at me. I don't know what it is. It's straight away it can start to realize what it's about and start to rank it. So yes, I do have collaborations. Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, you know, I don't know if you've heard it, but you know, I've heard certainly when out networking that SEO is dead. Is that true?
Well, if it died about 20 years ago, because I've heard it all the time since then. It's yeah.
Is that because they want to sell advertising? Is that why they say it?
I think it is partly that. Yeah, and just to get some attention. I think some of these branding companies or marketing companies want a bit of attention. It's not going anywhere. At the end of the day, as you were saying, the internet, it is like this huge ecosystem, and it's almost like it's just like the biggest library ever, obviously, because absolutely anyone can publish on it, anyone can put stuff on there. And Google and Bing and Yahoo are just trying to make some kind of sense of it. And when they make sense of it, then people can make sense of it. And then that's how they make their money, because then they can advertise on it, etc. So yeah, so SEO is not dead, not dead at all. If anything, Google is Bing, etc., rewarding people that get their websites found, and it's found for the right reasons, not some sort of clickbait where it's just you just sent to something completely different, or it's just trying to get you to spend money immediately. Yeah. You're giving help, you're giving something back. And in that way, you're bringing people on board, and they remember, and it's brand awareness as well. It's remembering your branding then as well through that, and then they will spend the money with you.
Yeah, because I'm a bit of a Google girl, and I won't use anything other than Google. So when you sort of mention Yahoo, I think I probably the last time I looked at that was in the early 90s when I was on dial-up.
Yeah, exactly. But it's still around.
People do have their favourites, don't they? So you know, search in their own little space, and I suppose that the more you find what you're looking for on your particular search engine, then you know the more you're going to stay with them, and that's what I guess they want you to do, right?
Absolutely right. Yeah. Okay. It's no good poo-pooing Bing and Yahoo. They're not going away. Bing's a bit bigger than Yahoo, but they're still not going to take over Google ever. I don't think that's going to happen for a very, very long time. But they are there. They're always worth thinking about marketing on as well sometimes.
Yeah, I suppose, when you, just because it's your favorite doesn't mean to say it's your customer's favorite.
That's exactly it. Exactly it.
So what kind of top tips could you share with us as little people that have got websites that we're maybe not as techy as you? Is there anything that we can do ourselves, or you know, to help with our SEO?
I definitely think about your content being helpful. And if you do get a little bit stuck of how to maybe write maybe a blog or at least some section of your website, type in what you do, type in what services you do as a search, and then go scroll straight to the bottom. And there's suggestions there usually. There's usually what else are people searching for. If there's a question there that people are searching for that you can answer, I'd put that on your website. I'd have a go at answering that. Do it as best you can, as comprehensively as you can. And try and break it down as well. Don't just put a chunk of text and just say, here you are, that's it now. Put some images in there. Label the images. When you put images on a website, don't just call them A1, B2, blah, blah, blah. Google wants to know what the image is. Exactly. It's just going to be like, well, what the hell's that? Try and describe it in the actual file name.
That's a really interesting tip.
Yeah. Because then that will also come on the image search as well. When people search images, and if it's about your services, you're going to appear on that as well. Yeah. So you're appearing on two things. And so I definitely do that.
That's a great top tip.
Hey, I got one at least. So yeah, and also just try and be as comprehensive and try to make it as easily read as possible. Put bullet points in there. You know, if there's a list of stuff, put bullet points. As I say, put images, label the images as well. Put headers and think about the keywords that you want and put those keywords in the headers. Don't just shove them in. Just don't put them in, oven
randomly.
Cleaner. Yeah, random. Oven, maybe like the best oven cleaner in the Midlands or something like that. Or what should you do if your oven is completely, horrible, and yeah, answer the questions, but try and get the keywords in there. Don't shoehorn them in there, because it's just, at the end of the day, it's humans that are going to read it. They're just going to be like, well, what? And then they're off. One click and they're off. So that's my tip, really. Yeah, go to Google, type in what you do, scroll right down, and see what questions are being asked, other things that are being asked about that subject, and there's little ideas there for you to add to your website.
Fabulous. And how often should we be looking at this? This type of activity? Should we be doing it every month or once a year, or?
At least every month. It's an iterative process at the end of the day. As I said before, you don't know where your competition's coming from. If you start doing really well in the rankings, there's every chance that competitor that who's around the corner is going to be looking at what you're doing. Right, okay, we need to up our game, and they'll start knocking you down. You need to be on the ball with that, and you need to be on the ball with what Google wants. And I'm not going to bore everyone with all these core web vitals, and God knows what they've started coming up with. But at the end of the day, what Google is doing now is called page experience algorithm, and it's looking at what kind of experience people can get from going onto your website. And the way it's doing that is it's looking at how quick it loads up, how quickly you can start to actually use it, scroll, type something in, etc. And also, is it stable? Is it, as it loads, I don't know, you noticed on your phone sometimes when you look at a website, it's almost like Tetris. It's like, everything's like jumbled up, and it starts to work out where it needs to put stuff. Yeah. If you can have a word with the web design to get rid of that, if that's really playing up on your website, that's another great ranking factor. It's all about how quickly someone can get onto your website and read about or do the thing that they want to do.
Yeah, because everybody wants everything now, don't they? They don't want to be waiting.
That is it. Yeah. And Google's realised that people do not want to wait. Yeah.
Oh, that's really good. I love that tip about the picture. I'd never really thought that. I'm sure other OCCers already know this. They're probably going, Katrina.
Well, I mean, don't get me wrong. If you've got a gallery full of hundreds of images, please don't go away now and start renaming them. Just start from now. Each time you add an image to your website, remember to give it a file name.
Oh, that is brilliant.
That actually describes the image. Yeah.
Okay, so I think you've shared with us some really, really great stuff, and I've certainly learned some new things today. Is there any final thoughts that you want to leave us with?
Crikey. Just final thought, really, and it's as I say, it's like a huge library. You just think about if you were searching for the thing that you create yourself, what would you want? How would you want to find it? What would you want that website to do once you'd found it? And then that way you're looking at your customer journey. Then you're not looking at it from a business point of view. You must look at it from a user point of view. And that's what a lot of businesses forget to do.
Yeah, yeah, because you kind of almost like because you're in your business and you know it so well, you just presume things. So maybe even get a friend to have a look at it and see what they think. That could be
Absolutely.
a good tip. So
Absolutely.
all in all, as we wrap up then, SEO is a really good thing. It's definitely not dead. You can't actually guarantee me to get me on the first page of Google, but you'll give it a good damn go. And basically what you're trying to say is that this is free traffic that you're looking to get to your thing. So you don't have to spend money on advertising. So it is a really good return on investment, right?
It is. Yeah, absolutely. The skill of it is to get people to come to it, is to manipulate the website, but not in a, or manipulate and get people to come just for the sake of it and hope they're going to buy. Manipulate it in the way that is going to be a great experience for them. And then they'll spend the money with you.
Fabulous. Well, thank you so much, Jim, for today. It's been a pleasure to meet you. I am going to put a cheeky photo on LinkedIn just to say that we've had this one-to-one. And yeah, I'm sure that the OCCs will put all your contact details and everything, and the OCCs will reach out to you. And if they don't see that, they don't find you on LinkedIn, then you hang around. You've been to Buzz before, haven't you?
Yeah, so on Birmingham Buzz every month. Yeah.
Brilliant. All right, well, it's lovely to see you. I hope
you.
the OCC has enjoyed this, and we'll see you all again with another episode soon. Take care, everyone. Bye.